Hello everyone, this is a peek inside a tarot reading. We are here with Lori. Thank you for coming, Lori.
Thank you.
And Lori is here with not an uncommon question, I'll be real. A lot of us are looking for love and we're not sure how to find it. It's perhaps a little harder in this digital age actually. You'd think it'd get easier, but it actually gets harder sometimes. And we're just going to hear a little bit about Lori's story, her journey, her concerns, perhaps some of her fears, things like that, about surrounding love and finding love. So I'm going to tip the camera, so just bear with me while I do this. And so you guys can see the cards. There we go. Yeah. Okay, Lori. Tell me a little bit about your story and what brings you to the cards today.
Okay. I have been on my own for a very long time. I have a wonderful daughter and I've raised her on my own. And doing that, I was always afraid to bring a man into our lives in case she got really attached, it didn't work, and she got hurt.
Right.
So it was the last thing I wanted. And with that, I just sort of ended up in some low places and thought perhaps I wasn't worth love, and had a long-term relationship with someone who was not loving, and that sort of almost solidified me not being worth it.
Okay, you were reinforcing yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
And now I know that I am.
Good.
And it is very difficult, as you're saying, terrified to go online to look.
Okay.
Especially because of where we live and what is around us and who goes on the free site. So I choose not to do it that way.
Right.
I have started getting out so that I know nobody's going to knock on my door, unfortunately.
Right.
I have started getting out and doing things outside of my comfort zone, but I'm still not meeting anyone.
Okay. Okay. So you're a little frustrated that way, but also you've done a lot of growth. You've gone through a lot of changes, both mentally, spiritually, and physically.
Yes.
And of course you had a bit of the mama bear thing going on. You know, I understand not wanting to bring someone into your life with a daughter, and perhaps, you know, kids get attached, but she's all grown up now for the most part.
Yes, she is.
And out on her own, so now Mama Bear's free. And yeah, so you want to see if there's love in your future. You're on your way to Costa Rica for a backpacking trip, which is exciting. So who knows what that trip may hold for you.
Exactly.
And what I'm going to get you to do first, though, is hold the cards so you put some of your energy in there. Is there a kind of person you're looking for? And what do you think has changed about you that you now know you're worthy of a real loving relationship?
Okay, for me, with my growth, I know that things that have happened in my past were not my fault. I've come to terms with things that perhaps I could have changed but didn't, but now see the difference and know that I am strong enough to be able to make those changes if something like that happens again.
Okay, great.
And the kind of person I'm looking for, wow, probably 1 in a million. As aren't we all?
Yes.
Someone funny, loyal, trustworthy, loving.
Okay.
Generous with time.
Okay.
Not stuck to his phone. Not stuck to anything else.
You're being very specific here. I take it those are traits that were in the past of some of the gentlemen you've been with.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not, age isn't really a factor as long as we're in the same place in life, I think.
Okay.
So age really doesn't matter.
Okay. Great. Great. Excellent. Just wanted you to talk about him a little bit so that we got some of that energy. Now, let's see what the cards say. So, you're looking for a fairly big change. And I'm going to get you to pick out 8 cards with your left hand. It's a hand of love.
Oh.
There's these little fruit flies around. Not sure if it got warm in here or what's going on. 4, 5, 6. 7. 8. Okay. All right, let's see what the cards have to say. These are the first 3, second 3, and the last 2 right here. So we're just going to take a look and see what the first 3 bring us. All right, interesting. You go 2, 3, 4.
And they're all men.
And yes, they're all men. So you've got the 2 of Pentacles as your first card. So there's her first card. I was batting Carol's and I didn't show all the cards. I didn't realize that people couldn't always see everything. Stretch it out a little bit so that they can see the cards a little bit better anyways. So you've got the 2 of Pentacles. So this kind of talks to me a little bit like, you know, this is sort of your beginning journey. So you started out sort of realizing you needed some balance in your life, and you started kind of taking a look at what's in your life, and you started, you know, you actually got a little bit of a rainbow. I know it doesn't feel like it at the beginning of this year, but you did get a little bit of a rainbow, and you started, like, things started falling into place a little bit more. Like you said, you went through some physical changes, but you also, like, started reaching out beyond your comfort zone, stepping outside. I take it you socialize a little bit more than you did in the past, and that sort of thing. So, I mean, yeah, it's sort of like the lottery. You can't win if you don't play. If you don't get out there, you're not going to meet people, right?
Right.
It's not like you can put up a sign saying, looking for a boyfriend, or looking for the love of my life. And then you move on to a 3. So this is sort of your progression of you kind of getting yourself out there. I like 3 because you made these plans, you followed through on them. 3 is the number of initiating kind of, there's the 3 of Wands here. The first number of movement, because 1 is the thought or the idea, and 2 is the choice number to make the decisions, start making the plans. 3 is where you actually take the first step.
Okay.
So you've got your traveling cloak on, you've got ships in both of these, and you're ready to board the ship. It was just in the background here, and now you're ready to board it. And you've got your wand, and your wand is your fire and your passion. And there's 2 wands behind you, so they kind of represent support, like from friends saying, yeah, let's do this, yay, Lori, kind of take those steps. And then you step into this 4 of Pentacles. So the 4 is about that stability. So this says to me that you're traveling and that offers some stability for you. So this trip is probably going to be quite nice for you. So she's got the 4 of Pentacles here. Now Pentacles have to do with money, but also it's an earth-based element. So it's about being grounded, right? And the more grounded you are, you've stepped into some confidence that you haven't had in the past, and that starts to attract people in general. People love confident people, right?
Yes, that's true.
And I think this trip for you is going to be a very stabilizing thing, a very confident building thing. You're going to come back from your trip. I'm not saying with a man yet, the cards haven't said yet, but you're going to be changed somehow, because traveling, as you know, you've traveled in the past, it tends to expand your horizon anyways. But this trip's going to be a little more meaningful for you because, again, you're doing it in a way you've never done it before.
Yes.
You're, again, stepping outside that comfort zone, challenging yourself a little bit. So coming back is going to be a bit of a victory for you. And you're going to be like, yeah, I did that. You know, like, I know how to travel the world, and I'm ready for my next adventure. And then you'll have a great story to tell, probably a few of them.
Oh, I'm sure.
and like I said, that confident building so that people just kind of, you become the honey and they're the honeybees sort of buzzing around you. So let's see what else we got here. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So you've got the Queen of Pentacles coming up here, and you've got a king next to her. So here's the Queen of Pentacles, and then she's got a king. So for me, these two sort of showing up. Now there's some old school versions of how to read court cards and stuff, but for me, the Queen is saying, it's sort of confirming that yes, you are feeling that confidence. The Queen of Pentacles, again, she's the Queen of Earth, right? The Pentacles, Earth. So you really step into a space you've never been in before. A space of, you know, just walking into a room. You have some grace and poise about you that you have not been able to grasp up until this point.
Okay.
You have a confident factor that's not like conceited or anything or look at me, but people can't help but notice you. And they kind of start coming to you for advice, and because you just, it's like, oh, you have it all together. It doesn't, I mean, you do have it all together. I mean, there's always stuff we're working on. Even the most confident people are working on stuff. But you have a poise and grace about you that you're really expanding through this trip.
Okay.
And there's more in your future as well. How's job going? What's job doing?
Oh, actually, I still love my job. I've been there
good.
almost 26 years.
Yeah.
It'll be 26 years in April, and I still love going every day.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Is there upward movement from where you are, or not really?
Not really.
Okay, because I see some benefit job-wise coming, but I can't quite see what it is, so I wasn't sure if it was like a movement upward, because I'm like, I know she loves her job, so I don't see her leaving it really.
Not at this stage with 7 weeks of vacation, it'd be kind of hard to...
oh yeah, to give that up,
Yeah.
definitely. But you've got right beside it, like the queens are about movement. I always call them the get her done girls, because they're bookended by a night over here, in if you're looking at the full series, talking about moving forward. And the king talks about how great it was to move forward, but the queen actually gets it done, right?
Right.
If you want something done, get a woman to do it.
That's right.
But you've got this King of Cups. So not only do you move into this place of queendom and grace and poise, but you actually come into your King of Cups as well. Now you might actually have a king coming into your life, because actually I just was reading something about that this morning. So now this is ticking something off for me here. It's not until you become a queen that your king can show up.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because where I was going to go was like, well, that sounds like a good... I'm like, that's not quite fitting. This is fitting. So this isn't you at all. This is him. So know that you're a queen. Wear your crown proudly and with that grace and poise that I said you're going to have, because it will attract your king. Your king is going to be a guy that he's the King of Cups. So he's actually quite in touch with his emotions. He's mature as far as emotions go. He's loving. He's giving. He's learned some really hard life lessons, so he's very empathic as well. He does have a sense of humor, which is always good, because in order to get through the true life lessons, you do have to have a sense of humor.
Absolutely have to be able to laugh at yourself.
Yes, exactly. He's not coming till after the trip, though.
Okay.
So have fun on the trip. Know that you're stepping into your queendom because of this trip. And prepare yourself to become the queen that you are. And embrace it, because that's what attracts your king. Now you do have a little blip on your screen here. You've got this 8 of Swords here. Because this guy is so awesome and amazing, you start to doubt yourself a little bit again. And you start to wonder, am I worthy, right?
Okay. That's
because
not a surprise.
because you're like, oh, he's ticking all the boxes off, and like, do I really, but again, you get stuck in your own head. You've got this blindfold on, you've got your wrists chained, but they're not tied. If you just went like this, you could take the blindfold off. The swords wouldn't be surrounding you. I'm going to just show the card so they can see what it is. The 8 of Swords here. So you kind of get stuck in your own head, and if allowed, you'll go to a dark place, which he wants to help you with, but it's not a quality that's, and not that you should hide anything from him, you shouldn't, but so he was attracted because of your confidence, and then your confidence kind of goes away a little bit because you're like, oh, maybe I'm just faking it till I make it, and that sort of thing, right? You start questioning yourself. You know what you talk to, how you talk in your own head and that sort of thing. So be aware of that energy after he comes in.
Okay.
And know that, truly believe, like, are you ready for love to the point where you know you deserve true love? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Because you need to be strong, because we all have our weak points, right?
Okay.
And, it's like you're back on the playground, and that, for me, it was my ears. People made fun of my ears and called me Dumbo, right? Oh. So I love the movie Dumbo, but it makes me cry because, one, it's sad. He's taken away from his mommy.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate watching that scene. It makes me cry every time. But also it kind of reminds me of me being teased as Dumbo, right? And it's not that it was a horrific thing, but it's just something that kind of comes back and it's like, okay, I know what that feeling felt like. It wasn't good. But I'm over it now, and I love my ears. I can wear big hoops and big earrings. Because not a lot of women can pull off big earrings.
That's right.
But I can, because I have big ears. So I embrace my big ears now. So that's the same thing for you. Like, it's the smallest, silliest little thing that'll chink your armor, and you'll be like, oh, yeah, I remember that feeling, and then you dive down into it, right? But be aware of it. And one thing I say about addressing feelings like that is validate the feeling before you try to let go of it. Because if you just try to let go of it, you're still hanging on to a little bit behind you. One little hook of your finger is still on it, because you haven't said, it's okay to feel this way, but now we need to leave this area. Okay, so you need to validate. So when you're talking in your head like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like I'm worthy, blah, 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 say it's okay to feel this way, Lori, but you need to move beyond this now. Whatever, feeling it might be. Give me a for instance. What would come up in your head?
There's something that's not right with this guy. He's too perfect.
Okay. So what makes...
Waiting for that other shoe to drop, and just overthinking.
Overthinking. Okay, so you're expecting... I mean, everybody has flaws, right? So what would the other shoe be, for instance? Like, you think, well, he's such a sweet guy, but is he a serial killer or what? Like, do you feel you're ready to attract that guy that's really perfect for you?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
But what are some of the weak points you have? Because they're going to come up, so maybe we should address them now.
My weak points. I like being alone still.
Okay.
So I still like my alone time.
Okay. That's okay.
Very self-sufficient.
Okay, so you're afraid that might scare someone off?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know and don't want to pretend to be weak and needy.
Okay. You've done that in the past?
Yes, I have, and I won't do it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy seems pretty stable in that area from what I'm picking up. He's okay with you being independent. He's okay with you needing alone time. He needs alone time too, which is totally fine and normal. You want someone to spend time with you, but you don't want them to smother you.
Right.
And he feels the same way. And not that he's afraid of commitment or anything like that. So I think you're stepping into a really healthy relationship. But I was just wondering if there was anything that you feel that, you said maybe he's too perfect, and that the other shoe would drop. So I'm just wondering, are you looking for flaws in him, or do you have weaknesses in yourself that...
Could be both.
Okay.
My weakness would be I'm afraid I'd get attached quickly.
Okay.
And I don't wish to do that. I wish to take my time. I think at this stage of my life, I know things should probably be a little quicker at this stage of my life, but I don't want fast.
Okay.
I want to take it slow and to make sure that all the boxes that I'm looking for really are checked off, and that they're not just a show.
Okay. That's valid, absolutely. But do you trust your instincts? Like if he showed up right
Not
now...
so much, because I obviously haven't done well in the past.
Okay. So it's your instincts you're kind of distrusting, not so much that his shoe will drop, but that you haven't made the right choice, because you're like, this is too good to be true. I've thought it was this good before in the past, and it turned out, he was withholding or whatever it is, right? Okay, so as most things do, that boils down to us. So how do you feel about your decision-making process now? Do you listen to your intuition?
Yes.
Okay.
I have started listening to it.
Okay, good. Do you do meditation?
Not so much like the but I have quiet time where I
Right.
do reflect. I'm not a journaler.
Okay.
But I do have quiet time where I do sit back and I listen to what's going on around me, which is very quiet where I am. So my head really does get to say things aloud, and sometimes I do say it aloud.
Right.
What's
Okay.
going on. So yes, I do get a meditative sort of
Yeah,
time.
you do it in your own way, which is totally a valid way to do it. We all do it kind of in a different way. So that's good that you're reflective and contemplative, and you are starting to become aware of voices outside, voices inside, who's talking, and whether it's a monkey or whether it's higher, lowery.
Yes. I have learned to quiet what I call the monkey chatter, which is my thinking too much, overthinking.
Right.
I'm learning that I can quiet it down.
Yes.
And that I can
That's a great
sometimes
lesson.
turn it off.
Right.
And especially because it gets very loud right around bedtime when I'm relaxed and it's very quiet, and it gets very loud at that point. And it's like, no. You have no business in there anymore.
Good. You're putting your monkey back in its cage.
Exactly.
I mean, our monkey serves us in certain situations, but I always see the monkey mind is the one that tells us to, put the seatbelt on, to put the hat or the helmet on when we're riding a bike, but if it let out of the cage, he starts being paranoid.
Yes, exactly. And at 11 o'clock at night, there's absolutely nothing you can do about whatever the paranoia is.
Yeah.
So just go away and be quiet.
Good. That's great, because a lot of people have a hard time struggling to keep their monkey mind under control.
It is. It's very difficult.
So after this guy comes in, that's what this may be, is the Eight of Swords, is that first you're going to question your decision, then the monkey sort of realizes how to unlatch his door and comes out and runs around for a little bit. But you're learning to recognize your monkey mind and your monkey chatter, and why not just trust your instincts as opposed to questioning them? Because yes, you've made some bad decisions in the past. Who hasn't? So why is this yet another bad decision? It doesn't have to be, because you're in a good place. You're attracting the right person because you're bringing that energy around you, and you're projecting that energy out, and you need to truly believe you stepped into that queen spot, because like I said, that's when you attract your king. You haven't attracted a king yet because you haven't put your crown on.
Right. And that'll probably make a lot of change in the monkey chatter as well. Knowing that I've stepped into that place.
Yes, absolutely. But we all slip every once in a while. So this might be just a bit of a slip. It's here for a reason, just to warn you that, trust your instincts.
Okay.
Don't wait for the flaws to show up. They'll show up. Everyone has them.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not going to be the flaws like you had in the past. You know what I mean? So this is good. So this is kind of the last two cards. I wanted to kind of see what was happening between you two once you meet. So you've got the Six of Cups. So he likes to be social. So you're going to find yourself busy and social and out and doing fun things.
Good.
Playing in fields with rabbits and kitty cats.
Love animals, all good.
And 6 is also that number. Cups is about emotions and relationships. So this is a good kind of card. It's a very bright, cheery card. 6 is about a gentle movement forward. Not big leaps and bounds. Not painful movements. Just nice, let's go forward, and I'm growing because of it. Sometimes growing doesn't have to be painful.
That's good.
You also have a 6 of Swords. So this is 2 6s coming together kind of thing. And this, I like that this card is moving towards this card, so you're kind of joining up. So there's the 6 of Swords, and I was talking about this is how they're positioned here. So this is 6 of Swords. Your waters are very calm. I like that. Swords are communication overall, our thoughts, words, ideas. For me, this is saying that you're comfortable moving forward with him, and you're very comfortable talking to him. And communication is deeper than you've ever felt it.
And that's huge. Being able to communicate is absolutely huge.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. And his waters run deep. So you're able to dive in and just feel at home kind of thing. You're able to talk to him in a way you've never been able to talk to anybody ever.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so you're moving forward. You've got your full moon here. You've got your wheat shafts. Everything's all good. It's all about abundance for you. And this is a very beautiful kind of relationship. So what I'm going to get you to do now is just draw one more random card, left hand. Oh, you got the 2 of Cups. That's all about connection. So 2s are interesting numbers in the tarot. So you've got these 2 cups, again, calm waters, 2 people coming together, bringing their light together. And it's going to happen sooner than you think. It's going to be a couple of months after your trip.
Wonderful.
That you're going to find them.
That's even better.
Yeah. So
Compliments is good.
yeah. So when do you go on your trip?
April.
April. Okay. So, and it's a couple of weeks. So, May, June, probably end of June, early July is kind of when when he first walks into your life.
Okay.
So you got
That's
something.
exciting.
Yeah, you got something to look forward to there.
Absolutely.
And
This is going to be
yes,
great decade.
it is. So the next few months that you have up until April is all about growth, preparing yourself for the royal queen that you are. Shine up your crown.
I'm going to go to Ardene's and buy me a tiara.
Exactly. Definitely do that. This is good. Because I never know with loved ones where it's going to go. And this is beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful love readings I've ever had, actually. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. The colors are beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is really great, this whole connection thing. Any other questions? Any cards you want clarified?
No, I just have to remember that 8 of Swords.
Yeah, remember the 8 of Swords. Don't get stuck in your own head.
Exactly. That's the only one that's really gonna
Mm-hmm.
challenge me, and I gotta just remember this. Like, okay, I remember this. This was a warning. Back in your cage.
I might get you to take a picture of that one with your phone so it reminds you.
Yeah, that's
You know?
a good idea. I like that, yes.
Maybe of this one too, to remind you that you are a queen, but you do get stuck in your own head sometimes. And that's okay, but you're going to walk past it nice and easy.
Good.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to turn this off now.